Hi everyone, it's Frank with Teaching University. In this lecture today, we're going to be discussing 3 basic stock market skills that are necessary to thrive when you're investing in the stock market. But before we begin class, make sure you hit that like button as well as that subscribe button so you can watch all my lectures on personal growth, wealth building, creativity, and entrepreneurship. So what are these 3 basic skills? Well, the first skill is asking yourself the right questions, and more specifically, the question of why is it that you're investing? Now, the answer that a lot of people give to that question is, well, I want to get a high rate of return, or I want to be able to grow my wealth to where I can retire to Tahiti or buy a Ferrari or something. I don't know. These are some generic answers. But really, the right answer to that question is that you want to increase your rate of consumption. What do I mean by that? Well, when you look at, as a generic example, let's say you have $100 and you spend $80 of it, and obviously you have $20 left over that you can put in a savings account and put aside. So when you look at inflation and how it's measured by the Consumer Price Index, the Consumer Price Index measures inflation based on a basket of goods, such as food, energy, etc. Okay, so those basket of goods are worth a certain amount. Let's say today they're worth $20. So your savings that you have left over, $20, can buy those very basket of goods. Now, down the road, however, thanks to inflation, those same basket of goods are going to cost more, probably maybe $22 or $25. So those savings that you have now, those $20, are not going to be able to buy you those basket of goods several years down the road because of inflation. Hence, that is why really we want to invest, is that we want to increase our rate of consumption. We want to grow our wealth surpassing the rate of inflation so that we can actually be able to buy and consume more goods down the road. That is really one of the big reasons why we invest. So the second skill we want to master is thinking about investing in the stock market as a long-term initiative or journey. And unfortunately, with a lot of investors, they end up being traders where they think of the short term, they want that next quick fix, they want to be able to make money right now. And some people get lucky, they get lucky with a penny stock or a meme stock, and they're able to make a good amount of money or a high rate of return for a short period of time. And again, they're lucky doing that. But for most traders, when they get emotional with this, when they start to panic and they start to feel like they're missing out, and all of us have felt this before, where we feel like we're missing out if we're not investing in that stock or asset, and we make very, very stupid mistakes and we end up losing all of our money. So to follow Warren Buffett's advice, rule number 1, don't lose your money. Rule number 2, follow rule number 1. So you don't want to lose your money, and you want to think long term. That is ultimately how you'll be able to preserve and grow your wealth. And when you look at stock charts of like the Dow Jones Industrial Average, going back to like the 1920s, you're going to see it go up and down. There's a lot of zigzags because of economic volatility, wars, recessions, pandemics, etc. Ultimately, the stock market in the long term goes up an upward plane. Okay, so long term, you're going to be able to grow your wealth. If you even just put it like in an index fund, over time, you're going to see your wealth grow because you are investing in the entire market and you're trying to capture these long-term returns as the U.S. economy grows. So what is then the third skill that you want to master when it comes to investing in the stock market? And that is, don't think about the stock market when you're investing. Now, this seems like paradoxical or kind of an odd way to look at it, but Warren Buffett gave an interview a couple of years ago on CNBC where he talked about really when it comes to investing in the stock market, not to think about the stock market, but rather think about owning great businesses that could stand the test of time, businesses that have great products, that generate lots of cash, that generate lots of revenue, and have a durable competitive advantage where it's very hard for other companies to compete with them, and also that they have pricing power, meaning that they're able to raise prices and consumers are still going to buy their products and services because they're very high quality and they've been ingrained into the culture of our consumeristic society. So ultimately, these are some of the skills I think we want to look at. There's other skills, obviously, that we can master, but I think being able to think about investing as increasing our rate of consumption, thinking about it as a long-term process when it comes to growing our wealth, and also not focusing on the stock market, but thinking about how we can own a great business can really help us establish a very strong foundation when it comes to investing and growing our wealth in the long term. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can watch all my lectures, and I will see you next class. Take care, guys. Peace.